approximate 280 in this room right now, 210 of you experience the same fear that I do. But it's a fear that's common. More prevalent than fear of heights and failure, public speaking is hypothesized to be even more feared than death itself. Yet for something so dreaded by the majority of people, it is the most highly sought ability professionally and an incredibly important skill applicable to all areas of life. We persuade through fear, through respect and admiration, and through inspiration. Persuasion is power, and language enables us to do so effectively. Hence, therefore, language is power. It is so incredibly important for young people to become strong public speakers. To gain any amount of power in one's life, oratory abilities are essential. Without the ability to express oneself, one allows their voice to be silenced. In choosing to limit your voice, you lose power over school, your career, even your most basic relationships. Oratory competence is essential to achieve further, if not full, success in career development, business growth, and even your most basic relationships. Public speaking has time and time again influenced the course of world events. But let's look at a few defining moments in history when these skills have impacted our society. Now, persuasion began with the Greeks, who emphasized rhetoric and elocution as the highest form for a successful citizen. All trials were held in front of the assembly, and the defense and prosecution rested, as they often do today, on the persuasiveness of the speaker. The Greek philosopher Aristotle listed 4 reasons why one should learn the art of rhetoric, and the accuracy presented in them are sound. First, truth and justice are perfect. Thus, if a case loses, it is entirely the fault of the speaker. Second, it is an excellent tool for teaching. And I'm sure my teacher, Mr. Augustine up there, can attest to that. Third, a good rhetorician needs to understand how to argue both sides, to fully understand the problem and all the available options. This in and of itself holds great relevance in a plethora of things in life. And fourth, there's no better way to defend oneself. As you can see, for centuries, proficiency in public speaking has been revered. It started with the Greeks some 2,300 years ago and remains incredibly influential today. But let's look at a more recent example of how these skills have impacted our society. Young female actress Emma Watson used fame and her existing abilities of speech and presentation to represent an equal rights movement at the United Nations. Though many initially underestimated her ability and even her own intelligence, this was soon negated by Watson's clear projection and expressive voice. Equal rights between gender identities is more prominent now than ever, and Watson only added to this cause with her powerful speeches and communicative ability. Going back further to 1963, we have perhaps one of the most well-known and powerful public speakers. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "I have a dream." And in doing so, he inspired a nation and broke down innumerable racial barriers. A man, just a pastor at the time, with little to no political power, used speech as a tool, a means to a better, more just America. And his success in doing so is uncontested. Now, speech is powerful, but it's not always preached in the name of peace or justice. Adolf Hitler was infamous for the passionate speeches he delivered, gaining massive public support and inspiring one of the most horrific genocides of all time. He too had little power initially and was largely considered uneducated for the time, but was able to rein in the support of 2 countries with little more than his voice and his visions. Though his speaking abilities often overshadowed by his acts of terror, it cannot be disputed that they were indeed effective and incredibly outreaching. If speech is so powerful, then why is the study of rhetoric so uncommon? A recent Conference Board survey of human resource officials found that only 25% of recent college graduates enter the workforce with well-developed speaking skills. Both educators and employers alike acknowledge the vast importance of these skills. In fact, 95% of HR officials stated that the most important skill an individual can ever bring into the workplace is oral ability. Even most colleges and universities have students take a required course or instruction in public speaking at least once in their academic career. Now, not only critical in career application, public speaking is also largely beneficial towards all social ability, especially in building confidence. It is incredibly important to be a strong public speaker, and it is the most influential decision a person can ever make in their life to become a strong public speaker. Conquer their fear and show the world that they have a voice. So please, improve your voice. What if out of the 280 in this room, the 210 of us that do struggle with speaking didn't have to be? As an ISB student, something as simple as joining MUN, trying out for debate forensics, or even auditioning for the school play can improve your oral skills by tenfold. I say this only with my own evidence, as someone who has participated or is participating in the aforementioned activities. And I'm proud of the success I've achieved, and so should all of you that may have at some point been nervous about speaking to a crowd and have managed to conquer that fear and showcase your voice. I know for a fact that every 11th and 12th grader in this room had to deliver a TED Talk in front of their peers, and I know how nerve-wracking and damn scary it is to stand up there and deliver something of your own. Trust me, I'm very aware of how that feels right now. But the feeling I get after finishing a presentation is indescribable. A wave of euphoria, of pride, power, and happiness washes over me, as I'm sure it did for many of you in the audience. We should be working towards that feeling. That's a good feeling. It's accomplishment and doing something well, having power in our lives and agency. So please, yet again, improve your voice. It doesn't take much to change your fear into an asset, and it is incredibly beneficial for life in the long run. Voluntarily engage in services and activities in your area, which allow you to test your abilities, challenge yourself, and grow as a result. Request the iteration of a specific class that you and other students can take if it doesn't already exist, and show interest in rhetoric and learning how to be a capable speaker. An elective entirely consisting of speech and how to be a capable speaker does in fact exist at ISB, and very few people take it each year. Personally, I think this is a great missed opportunity, but I'm not telling you to drop a class that's vital to your education or the furtherment of your own personal aspirations, thereby replacing it with speech. But at some point in your life, you have to engage. Especially as a young person, now is the time where it is most important to become a strong public speaker. Take initiative and show how powerful your voice can be, as it could very well be you who reaches the world through language next. Thank you.